Do you ever feel like your money just disappears? I know most of you have sat down with a calculator or an app to try and see whether you were robbed. I know this because I've been there. Hi everyone and welcome to the Money Smarts channel, where we believe smart money management is equals to freedom. Today we will talk about the trap no one prepares us for, financial survival mode, or as I like to call it, paycheck to paycheck slavery. It's exhausting. You do everything right, budget, save, and still feel stuck. Just like Brian and Mark. Brian is a 32-year-old male. He works as a security officer in a luxurious gated community in the city. His shift starts at 6 p.m. and ends at 6 in the morning. 12 hours of standing, watching, reporting. Rise, repeats. He earns 24,000 Kenya shillings. His rent is 6,000. He shares a single room house with his pregnant wife. Food takes at least 8,000 of his salary. Transport, 3,000. Medical insurance, 1,000. Airtime and small bills, emergencies. He's already in the red before 15th. Every first of the month, Brian breathes, and every 15th, he suffocates. The cycle does not wait. It repeats over and over. Brian is not lazy. He's not even wasteful. He's just stuck. He has budgeted his money and he has tried to save. But every time, it doesn't work. He dreams of starting a small car wash business to run on the weekends, or maybe helping his wife start an online boutique to sell on TikTok like he has seen other women do it every day. He even priced the equipment he would need for the car wash at 15,000 Kenya shillings. But saving that amount feels impossible. The last time he tried, a cousin called with an emergency. His savings gone, just like that. One night on shift, Brian scrolls TikTok and hears someone say, "If you're broke, it's your fault." His heart races. He almost types back in anger. But then he stops and wonders, is it really his fault or is something else going on? He thinks about his favorite tenant, Big Mac. Mark lives in this luxurious community, gate number 7. He drives a big car which he sometimes lets Brian wash for 300 shillings. Mark seems to have it all together. Neat outfit, a calm demeanor. He seems to be a good husband and father. What Brian doesn't know is earns 300,000 shillings a month. His rent, 80K. The car loan for the SUV, 40,000. His daughter's school fees paid monthly is 150K. That's already 270,000. That's already 270,000. If you add groceries, fuel, and other bills, Mark is also squeezed tight. And just like Brian, every first he breathes and every 15th he suffocates. Different incomes, same chains, same prison. These two gentlemen have formed some type of friendship. They talk every day. Mark shares his work stress. Brian shares his dreams. They laugh and part ways. And deep down, they know they are prisoners of the same system. And spend, wait, repeat. And spend, wait, repeat. And somewhere along the line, this cycle becomes their new norm. It somehow becomes normal and they stop fighting it. Well, that is the paycheck to paycheck trap. Where Brian and Mark are, I believe most of us have been there. It's one where you just survive. You don't build. You will work, but you don't win. You have no savings. I mean, zero, because you save on your payday and around 20th, your savings save you. That's not how it should be. You have anxiety about bills. You get stressed. You panic at unexpected cost. And even though you have a job, you feel stuck. You're never really free. You keep wondering, if I lost this job, what am I going to do? I want you to know it's not entirely your fault. This trap is caused by so many factors, such as low income versus high cost of living. We've seen that even though Mark earns 300,000 Kenya shillings, it's still low compared to his lifestyle. His living costs are high. And then there's lack of financial education. Some of these things are never really taught in school. You just teach yourself as you go. And there's the social pressure to look okay. I know I've seen people take loans just to prove to us that they are living a good life. And the other thing is no plan, just survival. I understand how this can happen. Maybe you've been at it for 3 years and nothing is changing. That kind of struggle has become your new normal. And thus, you become compelled to have no plan. Just survive. Just survive for today. And you know, this is the harsh truth. I know this has been said so many times before, so I'll just echo it. No one is coming to save you. I know it has been said before, but take this to your heart and take this to your intentions. Not the government, not your employer, not your parent, not your children, not even a side hustle will save you unless you understand how money works. You can work hard for 40 years and still retire poor if you never learn the rules of money. It is not about working more. It is not about earning more. It is about working smart with what you already have. Even if it's a little, you master how to manage your money with that. And then when more comes, you still have that lesson and you can be able to multiply and keep that money invested. Step number 1 is to know your numbers. You cannot change what you don't track, what you don't see. Write down what you can track every day for the next 30 days. Just try. It will become a habit, trust me. But even if you feel overwhelmed, just try for 10 days or 5 days. You'll be surprised to see where your money goes. Track every coin, not just anything above whatever you think is reasonable money, Because I've had someone say, I don't track anything below 100 shillings. So imagine you spend 100 shillings every day, not knowing where it has gone. At a glance, 100 shillings is not a lot, but compounded, it becomes so much more. Track everything. Your step number 2 will be to cut without guilt. This one, I know there's some point you feel like making bad decisions, and it is always backed up by the one who makes this money. I deserve this. Well, you deserve that, and you deserve even more. But at some point, you have to know that some sacrifices are also you deserving something. Cut without guilt. Cut those unnecessary expenses without feeling guilty about it. You don't need every subscription. You don't need to be watching Showmax, Netflix, Hulu, Prime in the same month. You can rotate this. You can decide maybe in June I will pay for Netflix. In July we'll watch Showmax. Rotate those bills. Find joy in cutting those unnecessary expenses for your future. Cut on impulse buying also, because you will find a nice bag in town and you want to buy it. You haven't consulted your pocket yet. You will live there with a Fuliza bill or a loan from a friend. That was not calculated. Get into the habit of seeing something nice, acknowledging it's nice, and saying to yourself, I don't think my budget allows me to buy this today. And if you really like it, you will find a plan. Step number 3, build a micro emergency fund or a buffer plan. This also has been said a lot. Emergency fund. Basically, you need something to help cover your expenses for the next 3 to 6 months in case you lost your job or something happened in a manner that you cannot earn. And this money should sustain you for those few months living your same lifestyle. Basically what this means is, even if you lost your job today, for the next 3 to 6 months, you will live comfortably without changing anything, without changing where you live, without changing what you eat, without changing your subscriptions. This money will be enough for that. I don't know how many of you have an emergency fund, but try today. Start now. Start as low as with 1,000 Kenya shillings, 500 Kenya shillings, it doesn't matter. Just start. The good thing about starting, it keeps you in the momentum, because it leaves you in a place where you're like, have started, then what do I do? It's like a race. You don't start and then you just stand there. You'll keep moving. Even if you do it slowly, there's momentum. Just start. Step number 4 will be to learn a high value skill or a side hustle. You can see our Brian is in the right track. He wants a car wash business. This is good for him, but he has distractions. Be very intentional about your side hustle. Be very intentional about learning skills, because it will cost you money. But you cannot be saving and then other people's emergencies become your emergencies. If you've decided that's what you want to do, make sure you see to it that you do it. Make sure you empower yourself. Your step number 5 will be to budget on purpose. Tell your money where it goes before it disappears. Before you find yourself with the calculator again, make sure to tell your money what it's going to do for you. Don't use all your money anyhowly. Just because you know you have to pay rent, you have to buy food, you have to, don't just assume your money will do that. Allocate that money. Of course, you have seen the pattern. You know how much you spend on food every month or every week. You know how much you spend on rent, on airtime and other bills. Allocate your money in those categories: essential, savings, investment, fund, donations. Create those categories and allocate money. You need a budget so that when you get to your limit, maybe you had allocated about 10,000 Kenya shillings for food. I'm sure at around 7,000 you start noticing these 3,000 have to get me at the end of the month, and you become smart about it. Budgeting is to help you keep in track of your expenditure instead of just spending anyhowly. Step number 6 is to invest in yourself first. The same thing we said about starting small. Build that consistency. It doesn't matter. Just start with the little you have and put it somewhere, because at the end of the day, it is going to be enough for something. If you struggle with something like this, it is advisable you do a chama, even if it's a merry-go-round. I know it doesn't make sense sometimes, but the goal is to build consistency. The goal is to build a saving culture for you, that you can put some money aside for future. Start small, start wherever you are. Step number 7, think long term. Every shilling you save today buys you freedom tomorrow. Don't think about next week. Don't think about 3 hours from now. Think 2 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. Think like that. Because if your vision is too narrow, if your vision is just like maybe 1 year to come, there might not be that much difference, because you will be like, why am I saving this today? I'm going to have 100,000 next month. Why do I need this 10,000? Why do I need to keep this 10,000? I have money next week. I have money next month. I have money next year. But if you start thinking about 2 years from now, because maybe you want to be free from 2 years from now, maybe you want to start building your own home 2 years from now, you start with the decisions you make today. Put aside that 500 shillings. You see, the story of Mark and Brian, it is more than a story. It is a mirror. It is time for you to question what you've been calling normal. Struggle is not the only option. Living for today is not the only option. I don't want you to get anxious if you ever lost your job, or if you ever needed a big purchase, or if an unexpected bill came to you. I want you to be free of those thoughts. But you have to start now, slowly, painfully, and intentionally. The world is not going to hand you financial freedom, but you can make it, one smart decision at a time. one smart decision at a time. Look at me. I'm still not yet there completely, but I know with these steps that I've shared, it's something I've been doing and it works. It works for me. I'm sure it will work for you. You're not a slave to your paycheck. You are the CEO of your life. You make those tough decisions for you and the future you. And it is time you started acting like your financial life is in your hands and not in other people's hands. I hope this video helps you gauge where you are and start working towards a better future. I would like to know what your plan is. Put it in the comment section. Do you want to start an emergency fund? Do you want to start budgeting? I'd like to know. Do you want to cut in impulse buying? Do you want to cut those takeouts? Let me know in the comment section. Well, thank you for listening. Have a nice time and make better financial decisions. See you on the next one.